Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, on the Bitcoin chart today, we've seen a little bit of a sell-off, not too much. The CPI data hasn't really led to a rally on the Bitcoin chart. Again, here we see what I always say, there isn't really the correlation between the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Yeah, there isn't really that correlation. There isn't really the negative correlation between the DXY and Bitcoin. Yeah, DXY going down, Bitcoin going down, S&P going up. So don't always focus on correlations. I've had, again, a lot of questions in the last few days, about the S&P 500, which obviously is at a key pivot point at the moment. And Bitcoin as well, by the way. Yeah. But what would the S&P do if Bitcoin does this? And you can't focus on these correlations. Yeah, you have to analyze each chart individually because correlations are not a rule. I think you might remember that a few years ago, Bitcoin, and that was really a thing at the time. It was a thing. I remember that anybody who was part of crypto in the last bull run, May, and the bull run before, I can't remember when exactly it was, but it was like, Bitcoin's price was tied to or correlated to avocado prices. Yeah, no joke. So, you see how ridiculous this can be, these correlations. Now, let's focus on the Bitcoin chart. I only want to focus on the short term. And if we zoom in, go to the 4-hour chart, actually to the 1-hour chart, we are still in this overall correction. We are still, in my opinion, in this wave 4. It is at the moment, based on all the price action we see, very unlikely that we are already in a 5th wave rally. So I continue to expect here another low. At least it's reasonable to expect that. In this wave 4 correction, which is getting very long, we have a wave W, an X wave, and a Y wave. And we're now in the Y wave. And in the Y wave, we're dealing with an A wave, done. The B wave likely done, and the C wave might be unfolding now. And that's honestly the best micro count I can offer in this mess. I mean, don't get me wrong, the overall Bitcoin chart is not a mess. What is a mess is just this. And I often say trying to trade every single wave, especially in a correction, will probably set you up for failure if you're not careful. But if you zoom out, you get more clarity and you can just trade larger time frame. You can trade the range. Whereas if you really zoom in, and some people are obsessed with taking a trade every day and they have to trade, just be careful with that in such a correction. If you're not careful, you get all these sudden movements in the other direction and so on. That just happens in these corrections. You get pullbacks where you don't necessarily expect them. It is a rocky road to higher prices. Now, in the short term, we still expect lower. Also due to the corrective price action to the upside. So the best I can offer at the moment is that after Monday's high, price came down in a wave 1. We rallied in a wave 2. That's basically the same wave count that we discussed in the previous videos. Also, CPI didn't change anything. It did, however, lead the wave 2 to its extreme, something I highlighted in the previous video, that on a day like that, when you get CPI data, CPI reports, you can sometimes see that the waves go into their extremes. And yeah, best I can offer now that we are in a 3rd wave breakdown, but it doesn't really go fast enough. So we need to see how this is developing. The C wave could, of course, unfold as an ending diagonal. So it's getting a bit choppy. It's slow on the way down, but I see no indication that it's anything different. So idea would now be to head down lower. Next major support would be here, 29,740. Then we should get a 4th wave and a 5th wave. There will be structural support before, here around 30K, of course. We're nearly there. And if it's an ending diagonal, the Fibonacci levels will not be that useful. So we need a bit more price action to confirm. At the moment, this is my micro count, best count I can offer, and valid as long as price stays below today's high, which is at 31K. A substantial break above that level could indicate that we're either resetting the B wave or we are already in the 5th wave, which is expected at some point anyway. So we still expect one more high in this wave one in the primary scenario. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.